In this podcast episode with Dr. Paul Conti, the discussion revolves around the unconscious mind and trauma. The conversation delves into the mystery of the unconscious mind and its influence on individuals. The conversation begins with an exploration of the unconscious mind and its influence on individuals. Dr. Conti explains that the unconscious mind plays a significant role in shaping our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. He uses the analogy of the iceberg, where the conscious mind represents the tip of the iceberg visible above the water, while the unconscious mind constitutes the vast portion hidden beneath the surface. Dr. Conti emphasizes that the unconscious mind is responsible for numerous automatic processes, such as breathing, digestion, and emotional responses, which are essential for survival. The discussion then shifts to the impact of trauma on the unconscious mind. Dr. Conti highlights that trauma triggers a heightened sense of vigilance and affects the way individuals perceive and respond to their environment. He explains that traumatic events, such as accidents or violent encounters, can lead to long-lasting changes in the brain's neurotransmission patterns, resulting in increased anxiety and altered perceptions of safety. The guests share personal experiences of trauma, including a head-on collision and the lingering anxiety and hypervigilance that followed. Dr. Conti delves into the role of shame and guilt in trauma, explaining that these emotions serve as internal mechanisms for behavior modification. He emphasizes that shame and guilt can lead individuals to internalize traumatic experiences and alter their self-perception. The guests discuss how shame and guilt can enforce changes in behavior and perpetuate a distorted self-narrative, leading individuals to believe that they have always been a certain way due to a traumatic event. The conversation highlights the insidious nature of trauma, with Dr. Conti emphasizing that trauma can be pervasive and persistent. He explains that trauma can alter individuals' memories and self-perception, leading them to believe that they have always been a certain way due to a traumatic event. The guests share personal experiences of how trauma has shaped their self-narratives and influenced their behaviors. Dr. Conti discusses different categories of trauma, including acute trauma, chronic trauma, and vicarious trauma. He explains that acute trauma, such as a head-on collision or a sudden loss, can have immediate and profound effects on the brain and body. Chronic trauma, on the other hand, involves prolonged exposure to denigration or abuse, leading to persistent changes in the brain and increased stress. Vicarious trauma, as experienced through constant exposure to others' suffering, can also impact individuals' mental and emotional well-being. The conversation touches on the impact of news coverage on trauma, with Dr. Conti cautioning against excessive exposure to traumatic events through media. He cites a study on the Boston Marathon bombing, which found that individuals who watched 90 minutes or more of news coverage experienced higher levels of stress compared to those who were present at the event. Dr. Conti advises individuals to be mindful of their media consumption and its potential impact on their mental health. Dr. Conti explains that trauma can lead to complex changes in the brain, causing imbalances in brain chemistry and triggering stress hormones. These changes can result in increased vigilance and vulnerability, leading to negative self-talk and a heightened focus on negative experiences. The body's stress response can also lead to various physical health issues, such as cardiovascular disease, autoimmune diseases, and weight gain. Dr. Conti highlights the significance of understanding one's life narrative and the impact of negative self-talk. He emphasizes that the negativity bias in the brain is meant to protect individuals, but it can lead to persistent negative self-perception and self-deprecation. He discusses the importance of recognizing and challenging these negative thought patterns to improve mental well-being. Dr. Conti addresses the lack of support for individuals dealing with trauma and mental health issues within the societal and healthcare systems. He criticizes the limited resources and attention given to mental health within the healthcare system, leading to inadequate treatment and support for individuals struggling with trauma and mental health issues. He also discusses the societal stigma surrounding mental health and the need for more comprehensive and integrated mental health care within the healthcare system. Dr. Conti emphasizes that negative thought patterns and self-talk can be changed over time with the right support and treatment. He acknowledges that overlearned negative thought patterns may take time to shift, but emphasizes that change is possible. He also discusses the potential for traumatic experiences to resurface during high-stress situations and the importance of ongoing support and understanding in the recovery process. Dr. Conti advocates for the use of self-reflection and journaling as tools for gaining insight into one's experiences and thought patterns. He explains that writing down thoughts and experiences can help individuals process and make sense of their emotions and perceptions. By engaging in self-reflection and journaling, individuals can gain a deeper understanding of their narratives and challenge negative thought patterns. Dr. Conti encourages individuals to challenge negative narratives and thoughts that may be rooted in past trauma or experiences. He emphasizes the importance of being curious about the thoughts that shape one's perceptions and behaviors, and to question the validity of negative self-talk. By challenging negative narratives, individuals can gain a sense of agency and control over their mental well-being. Throughout the podcast, Dr. Conti emphasizes the role of curiosity in mental health. He encourages individuals to be curious about their thoughts and experiences, and to approach their mental well-being with an open and inquisitive mindset. By being curious, individuals can gain insight into their unconscious mind and make informed decisions about their mental health.